Welcome back to Time with God series. Study the Bible with me, WendyMichelle Thompson. Today we are reading Numbers 30, and this is concerning the vows. Moses said to the heads of the tribes of Israel, "This is what the Lord commands. When a man makes a vow to the Lord or takes an oath to obligate himself by a pledge, he must not break his word, but must do everything he said. When a young woman still living in her father's household makes a vow to the Lord or obligates herself by a pledge, and her father hears about her vow or pledge but says nothing to her, then all her vows and every pledge by which she obligated herself will stand. But if her father forbids her when he hears about it, none of her vows or the pledges by which she obligated herself will stand. The Lord will release her because her father has forbidden her." Verse 6. If she marries after she makes a vow, or after her lips utter a rash promise by which she obligates herself, and her husband hears about it, but says nothing to her, then her vows or the pledges by which she obligated herself will stand. But if her husband forbids her when he hears about it, he nullifies the vow, obligates her, or the rash promise by which she obligates herself, and the Lord will release her. Any vow or obligation taken by a widow or divorced woman will be binding on her. Verse 10. If a woman living with her husband makes a vow or obligates herself by a pledge under oath, and her husband hears about it, but says nothing to her, and does not forbid her, then all her vows or the pledges by which she obligates herself will stand. But if her husband nullifies them when he hears about them, then none of the vows or pledges that came from her lips will stand. Her husband has nullified them, and the Lord will release her. Her husband may confirm or nullify any vow she makes or any sworn pledge to deny herself. But if her husband says nothing to her about it from day to day, then he confirms all her vows or the pledges binding on her. He confirms them by saying nothing to her when he hears about them. If, however, he nullifies them some time after he hears about them, then he must bear the consequence of her wrongdoing. These are the regulations the Lord gave Moses concerning relationships between a man and his wife, and between a father and his young daughter still living at home. Some of us may think, wow, I wish we still had that type of control with our children when they act rashly. But as we all know, just as we did, we have to let our kids move out on their own, make decisions on their own. We all make wrong decisions at times. Sometimes they're not mistakes. They could just be learning experiences. You want to look at it in a more positive light. It just sounds like back then that parents had a whole lot more hold on what their sons and daughters could do and get away with. And everything was small communities. So really, the whole village would know about it if anything happened, which is no longer the case. Families are so spread out now, which is sad, I think. But I wish I could see my older kids way more often than I get to see them. One's in the military, and He and his wife live so far away. And I have a son and a daughter just a state away, but still it's a 5-hour drive. I do wish sometimes we had sort of like the Mayberry types of towns where families just stay close to one another. I pray blessings on each one of you and your day. I pray that if you are having any hard times, difficulties, that please know you are in my prayers. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need someone to pray for you. I would be honored to do so on your behalf and your family. I feel like we are a family here, and I'm just so happy that you guys read along with me. Please, like I said, you put it in the comments or send it to HelloThompsonWendy@gmail.com. God bless your today and all your tomorrows.